Y'all probably didn't believe me when I said I'd do a full-length documentary on this. Yet here I am, in a full-length documentary about becoming an absolute monarch in Minecraft. But not just any Minecraft. Hardcore Minecraft. Oh dear God. The rules of Minecraft Hardcore are relatively simple. It's the same rules as normal Minecraft, except if you die, your whole world gets deleted. My plan is to become as close to an absolute monarch as I possibly can in a game where you build things out of blocks. Basically, what I'm gonna do is find a village and build a wall around it. I'm gonna give villagers jobs, tax them heavily, exploit them for their resources, and in the end, hopefully, I will build myself a big palace on the top of a mountain. Basically, I'm gonna be Louis XIV. As all great rulers start out, we'd have to start out small. So I did what any normal person would do in vanilla Minecraft. Get wood. And more wood. And more wood! Then I built a crafting table. You can't build anything if you don't have something to build it on. I found a convenient spot to place it, made some sticks, and then proceeded to make an axe so I could chop down trees faster. Then I remembered one very important factor about Minecraft Hardcore. You can starve to death. So I climbed a mountain near where I'd placed my crafting table, and lo and behold, there wasn't just one pig, there was two. Game was extremely laggy when I was recording, so I did spend quite a bit of time off camera and made this humble little abode. It'll get upgraded sooner or later. I then went and did some off-camera mining, got some stone tools, and headed back to the top of the mountain to get more food. You can see my house has now a stone floor and a campfire, and if very far in the distance, I just happened to notice the top of the house of a villager. Time to put my plan into action. Of course, I went straight to the village. Who wouldn't? When you're a sad, starving little block man in the wilderness, of course you're gonna go to a place where there's buildings and food. Lots of food. I got like 26 hay bales or something, I think. And then I found a farm plot from some of the villagers. And this ravine. Scary. So I went and I took all the crops from this big plot of the villagers, so they would have less crops than I would. Then I started working on upgrading my base and clearing some land so I could make a farm. At this point my house was still roofless, so I went and used a little bit of cobblestone I had and tried to fill in the roof as best as possible. It did take a little bit of effort because I kept misplacing blocks because I'm bad at Minecraft, but I did get the blocks placed relatively well. Back down to the mines it was. I got quite a bit of cobblestone just so I could finish off the roof and start building a wall around my base once I cleared some land. Yeah, I wasn't really prepared though, so I couldn't go deeper since I had no torches on me because I'm bad at Minecraft. But yeah, we just kept going. Tried our best. And back to roof building I went. I was able to put a roof over my head for once. It was a pleasant treat. And yeah, now I won't get rained on. Yeah, I went to go and move my campfire. Turns out that just breaks them. That was disappointing. Placed my bed, and now I had a warm place to sleep at night. Then I went outside and started the agonizing process of clearing land. To tell you how long this took, I had to edit 45 minutes of just me breaking blocks because I had a bad shovel and I'm bad at Minecraft. Then I slept in a bed for the first time since I had made my world. I was really scared something was gonna like crawl out of my mind and kill me in my sleep, so logically I just built a little wall around it. Was it done poorly? Yes. Was it done? Also yes. At least I wouldn't, at least I wouldn't die in my sleep. Probably. I had an extra door in my chest from when I had made the doors to the front of my house. For some reason, doors are made in sets of 3 when you craft them, so I had plenty of doors for my house. Placed my crafting table, furnace, and chest down in a new spot, and went back to the mine to get more cobblestone so I could start building a wall around the land I had cleared. Much to my pleasant surprise, I ended up finding some iron. The first iron I had gotten in the game. Yeah, it took me a while to find it, but once I did, I was quite satisfied. I'd come from cobblestone and got some iron out of it. Then I was able to complete my wall. So yeah, this way I could stand outside in my little yard area at night without getting eaten, probably. I had been playing for like 3 hours and my plan had barely taken effect. This is gonna take a while. Some while later, I finally managed to get my little crop area planted and made. It looks like a farm. So yeah, this is what it turned out. I've got potatoes, I've got carrots, I've got wheat. I think I've got like 1 beetroot in this clip, but I get more eventually. So basically the plan is going to be I'm going to trade with the farmer villagers to get all their money. I'm going to level them up so they give me really good deals on my crops. Then I'm going to go and I'm going to find like a stonemason or something who I'm going to pay with the emeralds I got from the farmers to make me a whole bunch of stone so I can build my fancy tower. But while I'm doing that, I'm also going to snatch resources from everybody else, like the weaponsmith, so I can get some good old diamond armor. And then maybe I'll beat the ender dragon if I really feel like it. I'll probably die, but that's okay. Yeah, so that's what happened. I had also off camera went and made a path from the village to my house. It's incomplete because some of the grass hasn't grown in yet. But you know what? It was a vague path. It was there enough for me to get from one place to the next. So not complaining, not complaining. At least I won't get lost. I found another plot of land that I hadn't noticed before, and I took all the crops again, because that's what I do. I take people's food, I starve them, and then I take their money and exploit them for the resources. Absolute monarchs! With only a slight encounter from a skeleton that I didn't catch on camera, I made it back home safe and sound and started planting my crops. I had started having things that were fully grown, and I was beginning to make myself some money. Everything was going according to plan, which was honestly surprising because this was my 3rd attempt at doing this. I was like, you know what? If I don't do this right on the 3rd time, I'm giving up, and I'll just write a reflection or something about it. Spoiler alert, that's exactly what happened. But before that happened, I was able to make some excellent progress on my wall. I probably spent like a good 2 hours building this. This is sped up for purposes because I'm not gonna just sit and let y'all watch me build a wall for 3 hours. This is basically what I did. Yeah, we got some good work done. Pretty impressive. So then I decided I'd run back to my house. I was running low on cobblestone and I did some farming. Got some good farming done, yes. As you can see, my farm is slowly growing here. Finally getting enough crops to actually start making money, and I did actually off camera go and trade with some villagers, and I had a few emeralds somewhere in one of my chests. Yeah, but doing pretty well, I have to say. I got a lot done. While I was at home, I decided to take a nice nap with the door open. So then I went right back to the village, through the path as I went since a lot of grass had grown in since I had first made it, and right back to my wall. And that pig, he kept me company for a good hour. Then I found a cow and decided I would capture it until I had time to make a pen. So I just brought it into some random villager's house. And by the time I got it in the house, it was almost dark, so I decided I just camped there for the night. I ended up getting in a war with this villager over a bed. It was very, very annoying. And then the cow got away. So I brought it back, closed the doors, and continued my bed war with the villager. It just kept getting into bed before I could, so. But I finally got it. Next day I went back to my farm and back to work. It is almost full now and I'm quite proud of myself because I have a ton of crops in one of my chests. After that I took some time and went down to my mines and did some good mining since I had no armor whatsoever, so nothing to defend myself. Just a sword and a pickaxe. And I eventually make a shield. So I went and got as much of resources as I possibly could. I got gold, iron, redstone, a lot of lapis, which is good for enchanting stuff. I did not find diamonds though. I did find them later on off camera, I believe. I might have gotten it on camera, I gotta check again. But there's a lot of stuff that I had missed when I hadn't had an iron pickaxe yet, since I was focusing more on getting cobblestone, but I ended up with a ton of stuff, so super happy. I ended up breaking my pickaxe, so I came back up and made some armor. I was able to make an iron chestplate, leggings, and boots. And then I made a gold helmet since I had a lot of gold on me. Also made a gold sword. Don't know why. It was kind of a bad idea. It broke after like 4 hits. I was on a roll, guys. I mean, of course there were a few setbacks, like the time I started a forest fire and burned part of my house down, but that was okay. I had gotten armor, I had gotten an enchanting table, I was getting things to trade, I was trading with the villagers, I was making money. It was going excellent. Then it went less excellent. Now I gotta start all over. Well, I ended up not starting over since I had played for like 30 hours in that world at that point, and there was no way I was gonna have time to start over, so I thought I would just make my death into something seemingly historical. I mean, Louis XVI was killed at the hands of his own people. You know, he was executed at the guillotine. Doesn't sound very fun. I mean, I was executed by my own people as well, in a sense. They didn't like me, and so they revolted, and then, yeah, the revolution in that instance won. I didn't even get a chance to start building the castle on top of the mountain because I didn't have enough resources yet. I mean, Louis XIV reigned for 72 years and was able to build a whole palace during that time. He didn't even get killed during that. Like, come on, he died a natural death. They got killed. Louis actually broke tradition and decided that he would be ruling without a chief minister because he viewed himself as more important than everybody else, of course, because he was an absolute monarch, and he didn't think that he needed somebody else to rule since he had divine right and therefore was chosen by God. He ended up picking the sun as his emblem and called himself the Sun King, around whom the rest of society revolved around. So Louis was like the sun, and then the nobles and the clergy and the peasants were like the planets orbiting, or the asteroids orbiting around them. Louis' finance minister, Jean-Baptiste Colbert, made reforms that reduced the deficit and helped to grow industry, and his war minister, Marquis de Louvois, I can't pronounce French names, was able to reorganize and expand the French army. Louis was also able to tone down or like disempower the rebellious nobles, since they had formed no less than 10 civil wars in about 40 years, and he lured them into his court and almost bribed them to live with him in exchange for not revolting. Most notably, Louis XIV built the Palace of Versailles. He taxed his peasants heavily in order to make the funds for it, and this palace was huge. Now, the peasants weren't too happy about this, since they ended up suffering greatly because of this, since Louis decided to spend all their money that they had worked for on art and his giant palace that served no purpose. So, definitely an absolute monarch if I'd say so myself. He cared more about himself than his peasants, which is what I tried to do and failed at.
I really like this song. It sounds good. Mining away. I don't know what to mine. I'll mine this anyway. In this Minecraft day, so beautiful. Further down, what's that I found? Mine diamond.